the Coonawarra hotel was basic accommodation, but was what we needed for our walk. We just needed a bed to sleep in. Food was good, they do a good job there. A nice little beer garden to sit in, which is reasonably well shaded because it was hot yesterday. So today's going to be like 32 to 34 in that range, which is why we've left so early. We just really want to get some Ks behind us before we hit the heat of the day. I don't know if you could see it in the long grass there, but we've reconnected alongside the old railway, and there's some stage in this walk where we will actually have to jump up on that railway, and I think it's about 15 kilometres that we walk on the railway, so somewhere up ahead. So we have come along Morris Road for 4.5 kilometres. Now we're looking for Coonawarra House Road, which should be the cross intersection here. And we're meant to be continuing on, but that looks like a farm gate to me. So we better stop and check out the map and have a look at the guide and see which way it is that we go. Okay, so I think we've worked it out. So that should change to land road, but as you can see there's a gate there, so that indicates it's private property. But we can continue for 3.5 kilometres on the railway reserve, and that should bring us out on Coonawarra Road. So it's a bit confusing because basically, as you'll see, everything has gates, which indicates you're not meant to go through. So anyway, we'll take a chance and go down what looks like a very uncomfortable railway track. A lot of sharp stones. So that's the railway line there. The fence sort of ran out on the rail reserve, in inverted commas. So we've just jumped off the railway line track and jumped onto this path because it's really hard going with all the all the granite that they use across the sleepers. So I think while ever we're walking adjacent to that rail line, we should be right. See what happens. So the track we're on has come to an end. Here's the old railway crossing, so looks like we're back on the rail reserve for the next 2.5, 3 kilometres till we get to Coonawarra Road. I think it's going to be slow going. It's pretty hard walking on these rocks. Okay, we have another gate, but we also have an electric fence ahead of us, so I'm going to have to undo that and go through it, put it back together. Well, through the electric fence safely, no zaps, so I managed to undo it, put it back together. So yeah, we continue another probably 2.5 Ks on this railway track, which is pretty hard going with all these stones, but yeah, just got to keep plodding along. We have reached the end of this road and reached Coonawarra Road, which is just ahead of us there. I don't know what this is. Maybe this was Krongart Station once upon a time. Yeah, maybe this was one of the train stops, I don't know. Some remnants of something there. Yeah, interesting. That's where we came from, and after finding out this gate doesn't open, we had a less than glamorous climb over the fence, but we made it. So now we're going to continue on this railway track for 2.2 kilometres until we get to Argyle Road. I was kind of hoping that we had finished with the railway track walking, but we seem to be able to find some little tracks just off to the side, which is good. It means you don't have to walk on that. It's really rough on your feet. We've only got sort of runners slash walkers on this, and I think you probably need a sturdier boot to walk on that. But you know, up to the individual, of course. We're around about the 11, maybe even 12 kilometre mark, so we've made pretty good progress. It's just gone past 9:30. We stopped for a short break back there. So we got some nice cool walking conditions, but you can really feel the sun heating everything up now. So yeah, I'm not sure what's ahead of us, whether it's going to be really exposed or not, but could be in for a very hot walk for the remainder of our journey to Penola. Yeah, so done the 2.2 kilometres along the railway track, and it was pretty good actually, because we could get off to the side and follow some rudimentary sort of sheep tracks and that, but it's better than walking on this, of course. So this is Argyle Road, so we'll swing a left here, and then just down there it goes off to the right, and then we'll keep going. Hopefully we keep finding these side tracks wherever the railway line is. And that's the other part of this. It seems to be a substation, power generation, and obviously a gas processing facility. So that's what you'll pass by on your way to the intersection with Miller's Lane. And there it is, Katnook Gas Processing Facility. Duddo would love that. So we've come up Argyle Road for 3 kilometres, and this should be Miller's Road here. So it's just a T intersection, and we've got to turn left, so nowhere else to go really. So this has got to be Miller's Road, so we'll go left here and continue the journey. Oh, we're lost, one or the other. You can hear that wind's picked up. It's really got quite hot, but thankfully there's a breeze today, so because some of the sections are pretty exposed, so it's a nice cooling breeze. So we're travelling along Miller's Road still, and after about 600 metres we should come to Campbell's Road on our right. We're going to turn into that, and we're going to travel 5.8 kilometres. At some stage that will change to Lynch's Road, and we'll keep following that until we come out at the intersection of Mount Burr Road, and then we turn right there, and we will have 5 kilometres to go into Penola. So we've got just under 11 k's to go, which is kind of good because it's getting really hot. We've come to the intersection with Campbell Road, so we'll turn right here, and we walk down here for 5.8 kilometres. Hopefully there's some shade. Yes, so that's the end of Campbell's Road. Where it curves around to the right is the start of Lynch Road. According to Google Maps, anyway. Can't go wrong. shortly. I got to say that 5.8k stretch was the hardest that we've done on the walk so far. We're about to turn into Mount Burr Road and walk about 5 kilometres into Penola, which is great. We're nearly there, but it was hot, it was exposed, there was no shade, so it's sun beating down from above, reflecting off the path, off the road back onto us. We had a strong dry wind blowing into our faces. It was brutal. It was 5.8 k's and it was quite brutal. Hey, but we made it. And the good news is we're going to have a break, we're going to have some lunch, and we're going to walk into Penola for the finish of the walk. So that's kind of exciting. I'm sure that'll give us the energy boost we need for the last part of the walk. So yeah, it's the end of the road, and I've got to say I'm glad to see the end of this road. So we just stopped for a break, had some lunch and a fair bit of water. Even though we've carried a lot of water today, we're getting a bit low, so I think we're both down to about 4, maybe 500 mils, so half a litre, with 5 k's to go with the sun blazing. So you know, you can only carry so much. So yeah, we're going to head out of our shady little spot where we had lunch at the farmer's gate and hit Mount Burr Road and 5.5 kilometres into Penola and the end of our Camino. So this is my end of Aussie Camino video. today was brutally hot and brutally open spaces, and by the time he got here, we went to the Mary MacKillop Centre. We did our best to have a decent sort of legible, understandable conversation with the poor lady at the centre, but to be quite honest, all we could muster in terms of energy was just getting a stamp and going back to our motel and having a shower and a rest, and now we just walked down for dinner. So we just don't have the energy to be going to all of the historical sort of landmarks that were associated with Mary MacKillop. But look, we've had a great time on this walk. We really have. We've seen parts of the country we've not seen before, and we've done another Camino, yay, in our own country. So here's my end of Camino smile. See you next time.